So it's been quite a while since I've had this bike out, really done anything to it at all. This was last year that I put out part 1 of this video, and I planned on it being just a 2-part video. But found out quite a bit after buying this that means it's going to turn into quite a bit longer of a series of videos. First thing is, I found that this is not even a 400 engine. It's actually a 250 out of a 1986 Rebel. Seeing that the bike is pretty much all there, I'd like to replace that Rebel 250 with the 400 motor that should be on it. What I want to do at this point is locate a 400cc motor for a CB400T, and as we discussed earlier, this spoked wheel has got to go. I need to find a matching Comstar wheel for the rear. Let's see what we can find. We're going to be on the lookout for a Comstar rim, a 400T engine. What I might do is see if I can get this engine running. I've already removed the carburetor to clean it, but that way, if at least I can get this engine running and I know it runs, I can sell that and have a video showing that the engine runs and recoup a few bucks to put into this bike. So that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. All right, so after a little research and not knowing much about that Honda CB400T Hawk, I was able to locate a pair of front and rear 18 and 19 inch Comstar wheels that match. They're black, not gray like the factory, but I think I might repaint them to match the gray / silver color of the originals, but at least it's a nice matching pair. I'll get some new tires mounted. Came with a spare pair of forks as well. I don't know how good they are. All right, back on CB400T. So as you saw, we were lucky enough to find some wheels for this thing. The first set of wheels that I did find are Comstars, but they're black here with the silver outline. They are the same style wheels off a 1980, I believe, model bike. They should fit fine, but as you know, plans change. So let's see what we're talking about. All right, so here are the new Comstar wheels, 75 bucks by the way. I went ahead and mounted brand new Kenda street tires on them, and that was the plan. I think it would look pretty nice, and that's when some more things changed. Came across something I've been looking for quite a while. This is one of my favorite bikes ever. I think personally the Honda CB400T, it's got to be my favorite bike. Power to weight ratio, awesome. So got a great deal on this too. Originally, I think I did say in the first video, I paid $300 for this bike. I paid $75 for these rims. These tires are $150. The shocks were about 80 bucks. And we're still going to see about the motor, which you'll find out about in just a minute. And if you go back and check out my other videos, you'll see a video just on this bike. But because of this purchase, this is not going on hold, but some things have changed because there's a lot of similarities in these bikes. Although this is a inline twin 400 and this is an inline 4 550, the rim sizes are the same. They both use 18 inch in the back, 19 in the front, the same width of rims. So yeah, kind of liking the idea of maybe putting these rims on the 550 because of the obvious color combination. The black and silver in place of these rusted out spoked wheels just might be the way to go. I mean, that could look really nice. What do you think? Since I recently came across something else, and I'll throw a clip in right here. All right, another score. Look what I just got. I actually found a parts 1978 CB400A, the automatic, which I don't care about, but it's got the Comstar wheels, so that means I now have a matching rear Comstar wheel for my bike and a lot of other good parts. The whole brake assembly, it's got another kicker on the motor, the center stand is there, kickstand, the fenders are all there, the handlebars, the forks. There's actually a lot of good parts still left on this bike, and for the 40 bucks that I paid for the bike, I'm sure I will more than make my money back on the parts that I don't need by throwing them on eBay. So I'll have my matching rear wheel essentially for free. So another good score, 40 bucks and an hour ride. I'll take it. Yeah, so a parts bike, 40 bucks. Gotta love it. I stripped that down, and now I have a matching Comstar over here. A spare front Comstar for here. So we could put this bike back to original now that we have the rims, which I think is probably a great idea, and use the black and silver rims over here, and I think that could work. But I don't know yet. What if we use the silver Comstars on the 550? All right, what would that look like? You know, I thought I was gonna like the silver rims on this bike, but I'm thinking the black rims look better. Let me know in the comments what you think. I am gonna go with majority rules here, so we can go with the black Comstars or the silver Comstars. And seeing that the engine is not original, it turns out to be a 250, not a 400. Look what I found. A Honda CB400T, straight out of a 78, same exact bike. And talk about getting lucky. This was literally a guy about a mile away from my house that had this engine, and it turns over nicely. Obviously no carbs on it, but it's the correct motor for the bike. So got a great deal on the motor. Checked it, kind of went through it real quick, and it looks pretty good. It does have pretty much everything except the gear shift selector, which is no big deal. I'll pick up one of those. But anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But as you saw in the video clip earlier, when I found the black Comstar rims, I shortly after got lucky and found a CB400T motor right off the 78 Hawk, just like this, and it was only a mile from home. To reveal the price on that, 200 bucks. I negotiated $200 for the motor. I think that's pretty fair considering I paid $300 for the bike, $200 for the motor, 500 bucks. If I end up building this bike for under 1,200 bucks, I'll be thrilled. This bike, I'm really not concerned with what it cost me to put it into the condition that I wanted it to be in. It's going to be a little bit of a Resto-mod. I'm not a big fan, sorry guys, of cafe racers and that, because it really takes away from the originality of the bike. But I don't necessarily think that everything has to be 100% original. I think in today's world, it's nice to bring some modern things into these older bikes. So my thinking is I'm going to keep the original seat, original side covers, original tank. I am putting different rims on it, replacing the spoked wheels with some 5-star mags. I'm going to replace these handlebars with something a little lower, a little wider. I'll probably replace this big tail light with an LED modern tail light. I will probably do something up front, replacing that fender, but keeping the chrome vibe. So I'll get a new rear chrome fender, new chrome front fender, new chrome shocks, clean up the motor, polish up all of these levers, make it look really nice. So that's my plan. Let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions, because we're not far enough into these builds that I can't change something. And if you guys have a great idea that I like, let's do it. All right, before I go and put the bike away, I'm just going to do a quick close-up kind of walk around so you can see what we're dealing with here. And you can see obviously it's been sitting for a long time and has, you know, signs of corrosion on the surfaces, but nothing too major. I think the biggest issue on this side of the bike is going to be this gas tank, where there's a dent right here and some exposed metal. But not the end of the world. I think we can deal with that. Otherwise, this side of the bike looks pretty good. The front of the bike, you know, turn signals are there, headlight is all in good shape. The front fender, you can see, has some surface rust, typical of any chrome fender, so we'll do something about that. Got the new mirrors on over here. This side of the bike, no dents in the tank, and it looks pretty good. The grab bar has a little bit of surface rust. We can clean that up. And the gauges show the original mileage, 11,776, 77, something like that. And you can see that this plastic is all discolored. But if you go back and look at a recent video I posted, this is an easy thing to fix. You're just using a heat gun. You can actually heat up this and give it what I call the sunburn. It'll melt the top layer of the plastic just enough where it turns back to black, and make it look new again. And that goes for any of this plastic, like here on the switches, on the handlebars, so on and so forth. So we'll do that, and probably replace these shocks. The rear shocks are a bit rusty, so probably get some new ones, clean up the rear fender, and we'll see what we get. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed.